Hello everyone, welcome to YourPedia and this is Shabha. This video is for all the ones who are preparing for HAL examination. Be it for the position of design trainee or management trainee. The application forms are still on and you can fill up the application forms by 14th of August. Now the entire process is going to run pretty fast because the CBT dates has already been announced. It's going to be on 5th and 6th of September. The official, you can say, joining would be done on 29th of October. So yes, be ready with your preparation also. Now, in this less time, I want you guys to revise English to the best because English is going to be the most easiest topic in your examination. Now, as per the notification, the combined weightage of English and reasoning has been 40 marks. So approximately, you can expect English to be of 20 marks, which is quite a good weightage, I would say. And yes, I also want to mention that today's video carry all the important rules of English in one go. That means in English, once you are done with the basics, you have to go with the parts of speech. Now, parts of speech have been done, tenses has been done. Once you're done with all these things, then comes the most important criteria, that is to revise all the important rules of English. In English, if I just count it out, there are total 100 rules which are very, very relevant whenever you're preparing for any of the examination. And particularly right now, I'm going to talk about HAL. The rules of English play a very important role. I will be explaining to you each and every rule. You can also download the documentation from YourPedia panel. And yes, the link has been there in the description below. Do join the free WhatsApp group too, because where I'm sharing every day some of the content related to the learning ones and then set of practice questions, which is actually going to help you to crack the examination. Now let's get started. The rules are easier, medium level, hard level, but we will make it easier for you by the way I will be explaining it. A few of the rules would be a little harder, so stay tuned and yes, enjoy the video. Let's get started and let's talk about the very first rule. Now this is about the rule that is based on nouns. Let me give you a recap of the nouns also. We all know that we have studied about nouns in the junior classes, right? A noun is a name of a person, place, thing, idea. It can be anything. About my emotions, even happiness is a noun, which is an abstract noun. Even this pen is a noun, which is a concrete noun. Something that is surrounding table, fan, air conditioner, the whiteboard, everything is a noun. Even the name of a person like Prime Minister Narendra Modi, it can be any person's name, it can be your name, it can be Bhagat Singh, it can be Mahatma Gandhi, it can be any of the freedom fighter. Some, you can say, the friends of yours can be Rita, Geeta, Ram, Sham. All these come in the categories of your proper nouns, that is noun only. Now the very first rule states is, some nouns always take singular verb. Now what is verb? That is are, was, were, has, have, had, right? Now we all know helping verb, that is be, which is also called be, which is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, it could be will, also all this do, does, or did. Right? A few of those I have mentioned what comes in helping verbs. Now they want to say is there are certain nouns, these are the nouns, they will always carry singular verb. Singular verb means whether they will carry is or they will carry was or they will carry has with them. Right? Like suppose scenery. You never say sceneries are beautiful. You say the scenery is beautiful. That is, scenery will carry helping verb, that is singular. Similarly, advice. I need a piece of advice from you, right? It is always his piece of advice was very important for me. So it can be any of these words. Information is, machinery is, stationery is, furniture, be it abuse, fuel, rice, crumb, issue, bedding, repair, news. What is the news of the day? So you always use some relevant words, just go through these words and they will always carry helping verb, that is singular in nature. The rule which is from 1 to 9, which I'll be counting right now with you, they are more of the learning ones. I will be showing you the rule at the start. You can read it with me. You can download the documentation and read it together because only rule from 1 to 9, they are more of memorization one. The rest we will be applying some logics and you will be understanding with me. Right? So all these you can take some examples also. Scenery of Kashmir are enchanting? No, the scenery of Kashmir is enchanting. The Indian team defeated the English by an innings, because innings is also a singular one. Any of the subjects like mathematics, physics, they look plural to us, but no, they are singular only and they will take singular verb. That was rule 1. I hope you have understood that all these words, they will be carrying singular verbs. Read the, you can say rule once on your own also. Let's go with the second one. Now, there are certain rule nouns which are singular in form, but they are used as plural noun and plural verb is being taken. We always talk about people. The people are present. Cattle are grazing in the field. Clergy are. So all these words where it is plural verb means it can be are, it can be were, it can be have. So you will always use plural verbs with them. It can be cattle is the most important one, which is normally asked, police, people, clergy, and also company. Now these words will always take plural verb with them. The cattle are grazing in the count, and it is the clergy are in the church. So all these words, you can make a list and you can just give a recap after every some time. That is, there are certain set of words, information, innings, it could be cattle, that is plural, innings singular, scenery singular, mathematics singular, police plural. So all these words should be pretty clear to you. Let's go with the rule number 3. Rule number 3 states that all the nouns that exist in pair. Right now I'm wearing spectacles. Am I wearing spectacle in my one eye? No. They are in both the eyes. That means this required that both which exist in plural. That is, where are my shots? Where are my binoculars? Where are my spectacles? My spectacles are costly. My shots are expensive. It could be any of the words which exist in the terms of plural form. They will always take plural verb with them. Trousers, scissors exist in plural, spectacles, stockings, shorts, even some diseases like measles, they are also, these are considered as plural and they take article though with them also. Measles, goods, arms, premises, thanks, tidings, annals, shuttles, all these are called as the, taken as plural noun, and the plural is the verb which we take with them. Where are my trousers? My spectacles are quite costly. So you can take some examples and you can note it down. 3 rules are done till now. The very first, they're singular, where we use singular verb. Second, which are taken in the plural form and they take plural verb. The third, which exist in the pair and they will always take plural with them, right? That is the pairing one. Now the next comes as again a learning one. There are certain nouns that indicate length, measure, money, weight or number. When they are preceded by a numeral, they remain in unchanged form. It is a 3 years degree course. No, it is a 3-year degree course. It doesn't mean if I add 1, it will be year, it will be 2 years, 3 years. No, it will always be in the same format how it always be, right? Similarly, I have 10 dozens of shoes. No, I have 10 dozen of shoes. Now this states that the numeral, if we change it, if I change the numeral from 20 to 100 or 100 to 1000, that doesn't mean I will add s with them. These will remain in the original form only. The words like foot, meter, pair, score, dozen, head, year, 100, 1000, million. All these words will take in their original format only. The next, very, very important, that status, the collective nouns. Collective noun means the nouns which exist in the terms of your collection, bunch. Like a bunch of flowers is called bouquet. The crowd of people is there. Then we call about the bench of judges, jury is there. I would say it out, a herd of cattle, a flock of sheep. All these come in the collective noun only. Now they want to state in collective noun that there are certain collective nouns. They are used in both singular and plural form. It depends on what meaning they want to convey. Like suppose I say the very first thing that the jury dash its decision. The jury has given its decision or the jury have given its decision. Now we all know all the members of jury, they form a unit and they give a mutual decision. So it will be considered as one unit. So the jury has given its decision. But if I say the jury dash fought amongst themselves, now I'm not pointing jury as a unit, but I'm pointing jury as separate members of jury. Then it will be the jury dash fought amongst themselves, the jury have fought amongst themselves. That means it depends on the context of the statement. If the context states that all these are in a singular and they are giving us an information of one unit, the team dash arrived, the team has arrived, the team dash changed their clothes, the team have changed their clothes, because in the second we are referring to the different members of the team. In the first we are referring to the team as a unit. So it always refers in the unit as how we are using it, and accordingly we make the changes. Now the sixth rule states is, now this is just a learning and a reading one, not very important rule, but yes, I am giving you information so that we don't leave any single thing from our side. There are certain nouns which have one meaning in the singular, but they have plural meaning when we add s with them. Like single advice means counsel, but advices means information. Air means atmosphere, he's in airs, that is, he is in complete pride state. Now airs means proud. Similarly, if I talk about good means wise, goods mean property. Iron means metal, irons means chains. Similarly, I would say content, oh, he's in a state of content. Satisfaction, but contents, it is how many items are there. So all these words you just have to read it once at the document, like quarter, 1/4. If I add s, the quarters, garment quarters, the houses, those are the quarters, right? You can say earning, it's income. The earnings, these are the sewings. So all these things, the moment we add s with them, their entire meaning changes, right? Air is necessary for human life. It is bad to put on airs, because airs means proud state. I have eaten 1/4 of the cake, that is 1/4 of it. I live in government quarters, that means government houses. So this was your rule number 6. Let's read the rule number 7 also. These carry some very important information. Let's talk about a very simple one. Sometimes you say, she's my cousin sister. And it's been mentioned, you can always say she's my cousin. You don't have to mention sister also, because cousin automatically means either it will be brother or it will be sister. So Geeta is my cousin sister. No, Geeta is my cousin. You don't have to put multiple things over there. Ram is my cousin brother. No, Ram is my cousin is absolutely correct. The second rule states is family members. Now see, as per the standard English, now there are changes related to this rule also and this rule also, right? Previously, family members terminology or English teacher, Hindi teacher, science teacher, they were not considered apt. They were not considered as a part of formal English. But today we have accepted it out. Now at that very moment, the right way to say English teacher was teacher of English. It was rather to say your, I would say, teacher of particular subject was mentioned. It was always Ram is my family member. No, Ram is the member of my family. So there were changes, but these rules have not been very much into fixation state as of now. Similarly, lecturership word is wrong. It's always lectureship. Freeship word is wrong. It's always free studentship. The reason I say so is because sometimes I give you example, which you'll be learning also. There are certain statements like Prakash is leading a happy life. Is it right or wrong? You always check that you don't lead a happy life. You live a happy life. So there is a choice of word which was given was wrong. Similarly, they want to mention is lecturership is a wrong word. It's lectureship. Freeship is wrong, it's free studentship. Boarding is wrong, it's always boarding house. Now even there is a difference between wages and wage, right? Now wages means punishment when used in singular. The wages of sin is death. But otherwise, what does wages mean? The daily wages which you get with the labor class get, that is the wages of daily workers have been raised. So all these have the same principle as there for the words like your room is a compartment, or bench means unoccupied seat. There is no room in the bench. That is, there is no seat on this bench. A bench is there. It is full. All the people are sitting over there. You will say there is no room on the bench. That means there is no space on the bench. Now this was not very important, only this one was the most important amongst these. You can just read it once, because wages once, family members, English teacher. Not much asked till now, but you can just use these words also as what are the right words to state. Let's go with the 8th one now. I told you already the rule from 1 to 9, they're more of a learning one, okay? The rule number 8 states that there is a subtle differences in the usage of pairs of nouns. Now we all know, if I talk about habit, it is a habit of one person. But if I take the same thing as a custom, that would be of all the society. A habit cannot be of the complete society, complete, you can say this community. No, it will be the custom of that particular society. For one person, it can be habit. For multiple, it will be custom. Similarly, cause produces result, while reason, it would be explaining or justify a cause. Man is used, everyone can be a man, but it takes a few to be a gentleman. A few can be a gentleman. That is a famous saying also, that the one who behaves in a very elegant manner, only those can be called as a gentleman. Otherwise, every ordinary person can be a man. Now, when I would say there is a difference, plural of man is men, but whenever you say for the persons, it's people. Shade is the place sheltered from the sun. Shadow is a distant one, like you of an object. Cost is amount paid by the shopkeeper, but price is the amount paid by customer. House is a building to live in. Home is one's native place. Customer is a buyer of goods, and client is one who avails oneself for the service. So all these are just a generic one to be read. I told you that rule number 1 to 9, read it on your own also, and there are certain ones which are very, very important. I'm already giving you all those information which must be read by you. Now read the rule number 9th with me. The 9th rule states that is a pronoun that must agree with its antecedent in person, number, and gender, right? Like for example, if I say every man must bring his luggage, antecedent means the one which is giving us the information. Now right now, all we are taking into account students. Students should be given their homework. Each of the girls, we should be talking about the girls here, that is a noun preceding, antecedent is a noun preceding, that would be carry her own bag. Each student must bring his notebook or his book. So that is a simple one where you have to fix it out. Now there are different rules with each and every where you take singular verb only. Okay, so it is very important that the pronoun must agree with the above, whatever it is given, the noun over there, it should be referring to that one. Okay, the next we have is the rule number 10. That is, while using everybody, anybody, each, the pronoun of masculine or feminine gender is used as per the context. Now, if you read this statement, each of the 6 boys in the class has finished their work. First thing is, whenever a sentence starts with each, every, it will be carrying singular verb with them, and singular would be the terms of your gender association. Each of the 6 boys, boy, we will be using his with that, right? Each of the 6 boys must carry his work, must finish his work. So that is what they want to say, that whenever we are having the words like everybody, anyone, anybody, each, the pronoun of masculine should be used or feminine should be used, but this would be based on the content which we are giving. If we are taking 6 boys, we will be using his with them. If it was 6 girls, we will be taking her with them. That's a simple logic that needs to be drawn with it. I hope even this one is clear. I hope the rule 1 to 10. Now I understand completely that they are little difficult for you to go in a one go. But once you have done the basic nouns, then you add up and you revise, okay, what comes with the plural verb, what comes with singular verb. All these can be done in a good revision once you are done with it. Okay. So I hope rule number 1 and 10 are all clear, guys, right? each, everyone, what should be the context of the statement, now how it should be agreeing with. 7 and 8 you just have to read, 6, 7, 8 particularly. The collective noun usage, where to be given a singular word, and the numeral does not matter. Whatever the numeral is, it will always be in the same state. The meter, the year, the dozen, it will never be put as dozens or meters. And similarly, the ones which exist in the pair, they will always carry plural verb with them. Let's go with the rule number 11 now. The rule number 11 states is a very interesting one. Now, as per you, we all know this is from the set of pronouns. The pronouns are the ones which are used in the replacement of a noun. Like for girl, we use she. For boy, we use he. For a group, we use they. If I'm included in that group, I will use we with them. And also, I would say that yes, for a child, for a baby whose gender is not determined, we use it. Now, what about the gender neutral ones? Gender neutral means doctor. A doctor must perform dash duty. A doctor must perform his duty or her duty, because it is one doctor. If it was doctors, then it would have been doctors must perform their duty. But it is right now one doctor, so it will be a doctor must perform his duty. Why? Because masculinity is in domination, right? A doctor must perform his duty, a lawyer must perform his duty, doctors must perform their duty, a child must perform, or a baby must perform its duty, she must perform her duty. We have all done this. But what about a sentence start with one? One must perform one's duty. So this is an exception. Normally we take masculinity in domination, but whenever a sentence starts with one, you will always take one's at the back. One must finish his task in time. No, one must finish one's task in time. Now, this is 12th is also very important, which is based on the reflexive pronouns. We have different categories of noun which you might have studied: subject pronouns, object pronouns, reflexive pronouns, possessive pronouns, your connecting ones, and demonstrative. So there are different categories of pronouns. Here I'm going to talk about reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns always add self with them. I becomes myself, she becomes herself, he becomes himself, they become themselves, our becomes ourselves. We have done this thing. And where reflexive pronouns are used? To overemphasize something. If I say, I did this work myself, she did this work herself. Now when I'm overemphasizing this, there I use reflexive pronouns. What I want to state with this is, whenever there are words like this, enjoy, apply, resign, acquit, drive, exert, avail, pride, accent, they are used as transitive words. What do you mean by transitive verbs now? When we did verbs, transitive verbs means the verbs which carry an object. Normally, you know that a sentence is framed with three things: subject, verb, and object. I ate an apple. I is a subject, ate is a verb, and apple is an object. We used to make sentences in this format. Now, there are certain verbs which are without object. She sleeps. How to differentiate? In the verbs class I have taught it. That is, whenever you have an object, whenever you can answer the question what? What? That is, she eats. What? She eats an apple. She drinks. What? She drinks milk. She laughs. What? That doesn't make sense. So in the statements where what makes a sense, what can be taken as an answer, those are called as transitive verbs. And the ones where no object is needed, it can be completed only with subject and verb, they are the intransitive verbs. Now what does it mean is, whenever they are taken as transitive verbs used in this way, we will always attach reflexive pronouns with them. He absented. What? He absented himself from the class. I enjoyed myself at the trip. So whenever these words are there and they are taken as transitive verbs, remember this rule, but be pretty clear with transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, models, different categories, and also about different categories of pronouns to learn such statements. Obviously, as I told you, do attend the basic classes and then go with the rules. That is what is going to help you. Now let's go with the next one, 13th. Who denotes the subject and whom is used for the object? What it means is, whenever I have to ask, I told you, a subject is formed with subject, sentence is formed with these three things. Normally that is subject, verb, and object. Now I asked is, whenever I have to put who in my conversation, I will get the answer in the form of subject. Who won the prize? Ram won the prize. Team A won the prize. If I ask someone is on the call, who are you talking to? It doesn't make sense, because who are you talking to? One person is already included. When one person is already included, I will be using whom. When no person is included, I will be using who. Who won the match? Who just, who was the one who got the Nobel Prize? So who I require as a subject usage. Whom is where already you have mentioned about one of the person and you want second person as an answer. Because if I am talking, I am giving the name of the other person, but I am also included in that case. That's why whom is used for object answer, who is used for subject answer. Who do you think won the award? Whom are you talking to? I hope this is also clear, the 13th one. Now, 14th, very, very important. Whenever you have sentences with the terms of either or, neither nor, remember the two things. I give you a situation, that is, whenever you have a sentence which categorized in the forms of either or. Either Ram or Sham dash won the match. Has won or have won, that is the first question. It can be either Ram or his friends dash won the match, or it can be either his friends or Ram dash won the match. Now remember the case that in these cases you always have to see the noun to, the one which is near the blank. In the case of either or neither nor, you will always see the noun to. If noun to is singular, you will use has. If noun to is plural, you will use have. Again, noun to is singular, you will use has with it. So these are the ones where you will be checking the nouns and you will be answering the question. So in the case of either or neither nor, you will be always putting singular verb. But it depends if the second one is singular, and plural verb if the second noun is plural. This was in the case of either or neither nor. Now again, one more addition they want to make over here. When two or more singular nouns are joined together, if singular nouns are joined, obviously the verb will be singular only. That we understood. Neither nor or, the pronoun is also singular. Now they want to refer about the verb. I told you already that you have to see the noun to. If noun to is singular, verb will be singular. If noun to is plural, the verb will be plural. Now similarly, they want to mention this case also, that in the case of this, the pronoun will also be singular. Either Ram or Sham will give his book. Neither Ram nor Rajendra has done his work. So that is even the pronoun is a singular one. Let's go with 15th. Whenever they say, when a singular and a plural pronoun are joined by or nor, the pronoun must be plural. Now we all know in the case that when it is engineer or his mechanics, it will be plural verb. But what about the pronoun? Even that would be plural. If one amongst these is also plural, the pronoun will become plural only. Yes, the verb, it will depend on the category of the second subject. Okay, got it clear? Next we have is, now here are certain examples also. Either dye or paints. Now paints is a plural noun, right? So you will be using are with them. If it was vice versa, either paints or dye is used with them, right? Very important rule. Let's go with the 16th one. Now this tells us the difference between whose and which. Remember the cause that whose is always used for the living beings, right? Like if I say, oh, whose pen is lying on my hand? Whose book is lying on the table? Whose photograph is this? Because it refers to the belongingness of a living person. But if I talk about non-living, suppose which is there, which book do you read? Because there I'm just taking the name of the book. It can be, oh, I am reading this particular book. So that is which is used for non-living and whose is used for the living ones. This was about the rule number 16. Some rules are very easy. I will be just explaining you and it will be fitting in your mind. Like the difference between each other and one another. Each other is always used for two people and one another is used for more than two people. Ram and Sham love each other. Romeo and Juliet loved each other. But one another, All the students of the class must love one another. Distribute the chocolates amongst one another. Discuss amongst one another. So whenever it is each other, it is about two people. Whenever it is one another, it is about more than two people. Then we have rule number 18, which mentions when a pronoun stands for a collective noun, it must be singular number and neutral in gender if collective noun is viewed as a whole. Already I explained you, the jury gave its verdict. Why it's written? Because here it is a unit which is given, right? The team has arrived. Here also I told you, whenever you are putting as a unit, it will be singular verb and singular pronoun. It depends on the context of the statement. The team are divided in this opinion about playing on Sunday. The team are divided in their opinion because the people are different. And it's a conflict one, it's a fight one. So obviously plural verb will be used. Next we have, oh, this rule is very, very important. Rule number 19. Remember the logic, that is, there are three persons in English. Okay. This is person one, first person. This is second person. And this is third person. The first person states it is the person who is speaking. I is the first person. Second person is to whom are you talking? I am talking to you guys. So you is the second person. Third is about whom I am talking. It can be he, she, it, Rita, Geeta, Sita. It can be anyone. That is the third person. So there are three persons in English. First person is who speaks, I. Second person is whom I am talking to, you. About whom I am talking to, that is the third person. It can be name of the person, he, she, it can be anyone like this. Now, if a sentence is Rita, I and you, these are the options. Dash, dash and dash went to picnic. Now you have to remember the logic, how you're gonna fill it. I, you, Rita, Rita, I, you, Rita, I. What should be the logic? The logic is whenever it's a normal sentence, simple sentence, positive sentence, you will use the sequence 2, 3, 1. That is, you, Rita, I went to the picnic. But if it is a negative sentence, right? Committed a crime. Okay, if it is a negative sentence, so you will be putting first, second and third person. That is, I, you and Rita. So in the case of negative sentences, the sequence is 1, 2, 3, and in the positive sentences, it's a 2, 3, 1. If you have seen some Hollywood series or any of the movies, you will see that when you're talking about even two people, the logic remains same. Rita and I went to the market. It can be two people also. It can be I and Rita were severely scolded by the teacher, because it refers to two people, three people. That depends how many person you have in your list in your conversation. Now, the rule number 20 states the difference between some and any. Now, some is always used in a positive way. Any is used in two ways. One is to ask questions, another is a negative way. I bought some apples from the market. That means you bought some positive. You don't say I bought any apples from the market. That's wrong one. To ask the questions you can ask is, have you bought anything for me? You don't ask, have you bought something for me? That is informally accepted but not as a standard English. In any, have you bought anything for me? Yes, I bought something for you. I could not buy anything for you. So any is used in two ways. One is to ask question, another is to say no in a negative way. Second is some is always used in a positive manner. I hope these were the rule number till 20 and these are pretty clear. Let's talk about rule number 21, which is very, very easy. There is a difference between few, a few and the few. It states like this is a room, this is completely empty. The second room is which has 1, 2, 3, 4 people over there. Now, if I have to say there are dash students in room A, you will say there are few students in room A, because few means 0. A few means positive. It can be 1 student, 2 student, 3 student, 4 student, any. So you will be using a few. But few is used when it's 0. A few is used when it is positive, like there are a few students in my class, that is positive number is there. And the few students, that means whole, complete amount of student who are learning, or you can say who are attending my class want to learn English. That means there are three ways. Few means zero, a few means positive, and the few means it is complete whole. Okay, I hope this is also clear. Like few boys will pass the examination. If I have to say, a few boys will pass the examination because I'm quite optimistic. If you read these rules, there are high chances, I will say, that you will pass the examination. So a few students who will read the rules, they will surely pass the examination. So it is about positive number. If I say few students who will read, that is no one will pass the examination. So that way we use it. This is a difference between few, a few, and the few. Let's talk about the next one. That is a difference between less and fewer also. Remember, fewer has been used with the countable nouns, right? Countable means like it is something, pens, persons, people, it can be chair, table, anything I can count on my fingers, I will use fewer. Whereas less is used with uncountable or liquids. Normally we use with milks, water, all the liquids, we use less as a usage is done, okay? To quantify as an adjective. No less than 50 persons, no. Persons can be counted, so no fewer than 50 persons. There are no fewer than 5 liters of water. Oh, it can be, there is no less than 5 liters of water. So there is a difference between less and few also. Let's go with the next one. That is rule number 23. Use of little, a little, and the little. And little means hardly any. The same rules apply when I told you about few, a few, and the few. Same applies in the logic of little, a little, and the little. Little means zero, a little means positive, and the little means whole. That means suppose this is glass 1, this is glass 2, and this is glass 3. This is A, this is B, and this is C. This is empty, this has water, there is little water in glass A, there is a little water in glass A, and this has water and it was drunk by me. The little water present in the glass was drunk by me. This is a way we learn the rule number 23. Now, if I show you one glass right now, it has water, so you will say there is a little water in the glass, right? So that is a way you are going to use the difference between little, a little, and the little. Now, the next rule number 24 states there is a difference between older and elder also. We use older and we think in our perceptions that older is for someone who is ages old. No, older is for someone if we compare amongst the, you can say the strangers, friends, it can be society members. So I can be older than you, right? Elder is used always in blood relations. I have an elder sister. So older is used where there is no blood relation. Elder is used where there is blood relation. This is the difference between older and elder. Next, we have rule number 25, which states that normally whenever you are comparing, we have learned adjectives. There are 3 degrees of adjectives: positive degree, comparative degree, superlative degree. Positive degree means when I'm talking about one person. Comparative degree means when I talk about 2 people. Superlative degree means when I talk more than 2 people, right? Like he is a good boy. He is better than Sham. Oh, he's the best boy in the class. Now, every time I change the degree, I change the words which I use with them. So they want to say whenever you're comparing 2 things, you will use comparative adjective, comparative degree of adjective, and the word than is normally used. Rita is taller than Sita. Rita is more beautiful than Sita. Any word you use it out, you use more of the categories as than. But also remember the logic that whenever there are words like prefer, senior, junior, inferior, that means the words which end with IOR. The words which end with IOR, those will always carry 2 with them. Like Ram is senior than Sham. No, Ram is senior to Sham. Sita is more beautiful than Geeta. Perfectly right. But if I say Sita is superior to Geeta, so the words which end with IOR, they will take 2 with them. Even the words like prefer and preferable, You like tea or coffee? Perfectly fine. I prefer tea to coffee. It is not I prefer tea over coffee or I prefer tea than coffee. So this is a very important rule that normally what we state is we compare two things with comparative degree and we take the word than with them, but it's not than, it is always to in this particular case. So 25th is also done. Let's talk about rule number 26. Very important rule, when a comparison is made by using comparative, they are followed by then. We did that in comparisons, always than is used. The word other must be used. He is stronger than any man. No, he is stronger than any other man, because otherwise that particular man will always be included in this particular case. So remember, whenever you are comparing and you have the word than with it, remember to put other also to correct your statement, right? So it is the one. Okay, this is a riddle for you guys. It belongs to you, but other people use it more than you do. What is it? Do remember to just mention the answer in the chat box so that I can understand that till this much you have covered. If you have covered till this rule, you can take a break and then you have to revise it again. Okay, now let's move to rule number 27, who are good to go and they are finding the rules quite interesting. Now the rule number 27 states, oh, this is very, very important rule. Whenever we are comparing the two things, like suppose I say the scenery of Kashmir is more beautiful than Shimla. Now what does it mean is this sentence correct or wrong? This is a completely wrong sentence. Why? Because here I am comparing the scenery of Kashmir with the entire Shimla. That cannot be done. I have to compare the scenery of Kashmir with the scenery of Shimla. So I don't want to repeat the words. Then what should I use? The scenery of Kashmir is more beautiful than that of Shimla. That is, that of should be used. But what if it is a plural one? The clothes of DCM are better than convent? No. The clothes of DCM are better than those of convent. So whenever it is plural one, you will be using those of. Whenever it is a singular one, you will be using that of. This comes in the category in the rule number 27. Now, rule number 28 is directly what you have to learn. That is, whenever a sentence is followed by many a sentence, if a sentence starts with many a, you have to put singular word with them. Many a man has won the match. Many a man was drowned in the sea. So many a, make a table with me, write the word many a and write singular verb in front of it. Now let's go with the rule number 29. That is about the number of and a number of. Whenever you have a sentence which starts with the number of, singular verb is used. The number of students is very small. But whenever a sentence has a number of, it will be carrying plural verb. So you have to make a table. You have to write like this. Many a will take singular verb. The number of will take singular verb. A number of will take plural verb. Now this should be the set of the table that you should be drawing with me so that you can revise the rules later on in a very good manner. Now let's go with the rule number 30th. That is, you remember when we were doing the learning about either or, neither nor, I told you that you have to see the noun to. If the noun to is singular, you can put singular verb. If noun to is plural, you can put plural verb. But what if a sentence has as well as, along with, together with, in addition to? Ram as well as Sham, both are singular, has won the match. Ram as well as his friends, Dash went to the party. Now Ram अपने दोस्तों के साथ गया. So you will always be checking noun number 1. His friends as well as Ram. उसके दोस्त राम के साथ गए. So that means whenever you have statements, words, two nouns connected with these terminologies, you will always check noun 1. In the case of either or, you will always check noun 2. Now let's move to noun rule number 31. Similar way we drew about many a, the number of, a number of. Now again, rule number 31 states, just to be learned, whenever a sentence has a great many, it will have plural noun and plural verb only. We can check the examples also. Now these are clear and the straight ones that you just need to revise once, right? That is, a great many student has declared successful. A great many, now students is a plural noun. And similarly, have been declared successful, because have is a plural verb. Both should be plural in nature. Next we have is, now see, this one I've already told you earlier, that is whenever it is a sentence joining with either or, neither nor, the verb must agree to the subject that is near to the blank. So in the case of either or, noun 2. In the case of as well as along with, noun 1. Both are singular, pronoun is singular. One of them is also plural, the pronoun will be plural. So we have done the rules based on these, which are very important. Now, always remember, when two singular nouns are joined by and they point out to the same person or thing, the verb will be singular. Bread and butter tastes good. Rajma and rice is my favorite dish. Curry and rice, oh, tastes delicious. That means whenever there are two dishes but they are accumulated as a longer one, so you have to understand that is they will be always carrying singular verb. Now it is quantifying it out. Now it is quantifying out. Suppose I'm talking about one person and the same person is a director also and a producer also. Let's talk about Alia Bhatt. Alia Bhatt is sitting in a room and I say the director and the actor is sitting, then I'm pointing to two people. The actor and the director means two people are present. But if I say the director and actor, it will be pointing to one person, because one person can have two different roles. So this point means whenever you have two characteristics or the two things point to the same person, you will be using singular verb only. So there are many dishes which always categorize. Now see, this is wrong written, okay? This is written wrong. The collector and the district magistrate. Two these are there, that means it will be about two different people and are will be used. But when it is about the collector and district magistrate, the one is there, then it will be one person is being talked about. So I think rule number 33 is also clear. In case you have any doubts in any particular rule, first is if you have attended all the basics classes, we will be covering these in the classes also. But yes, still any doubts, you can just pop up in the comment section and I will be explaining all these rules again to you. And rest you can also ask in the classes, that if case any rule is a little bit of you are not able to understand, so you can talk in the class also. Now, this is very important. Whenever you have a sentence starting with one of the, oh, she is one of the best friends of mine. Now here you see friends is a plural noun, one of. Now it is one of the best days of my life. It is singular verb is taken, days is a plural one. So they want to say one of always takes plural noun after it. Please make a table and I hope you are making it. How about many a singular verb is there, a number of, the number of, a great many, or it is about one of, plural noun must be taken. One of the students, now one of the carry, plural noun, students is a plural noun. Let's talk about 35th. Now these talk about the combinations, very easy. Whenever you have any statement, you write it down with not only. Not only will always be accompanied with but also. Now there are certain rules which are fixed. He not only comes, and remember, you have to use it in this particular scenario. He not only comes for swimming but also for coaching. He comes not only for swimming but also for coaching. Now you have to understand that here helping verb, the noun will come first, then it will be a verb with it. He comes, not only. He not only comes is a wrong way. So in these cases, sequence is important and the combination is also important. So not only is always accompanied with, but also, because they are used to connect and emphasize two statements in two same positions. Okay. The next we have is, oh, this is a beautiful one. Rule number 36, which states whenever you have scarcely, hardly or barely in a sentence, you will be given than in the combination. Hardly had I left the room, then the bell rang. No, hardly had I left the room when the bell rang, right? So that means whenever you have these words with you, you will always check when. Than is a wrong one. And to confuse you guys, than will always be given rather than when. Rule number 37 says, though and although, you have heard about it in our junior classes also, like there are certain set of rules. Right now we did. Not only is accompanied with but also. You know about. Now the other one we did, scarcely, hardly, barely, they will be accompanied with when. Similarly, though and although, they are accompanied with yet, not with but. So sometimes they give you directly for the confusion, and this can be asked in the spotting errors. Though he is mischievous, yet Though he's good, yet he is mischievous. No sooner is always followed by than. And there are two things which you can check whenever the question comes with no sooner. The very first is no sooner, and then there will be a helping verb. Either did will be given to you or had will be given to you. One amongst those would be correct. At the back, it will carry then with it, right? So no sooner will always carry than, and at the right next to it, it will carry had or did with it. Now the next is yours, rule number 39. The combination of lest works with should. You might have heard it for the first time, but there are lots of proverbs and phrases which work on it, right? You should study hard lest you may fail, right? Work hard lest you should fail. Work hard lest you fail. So this is something that whenever it is should, you will always carry lest with it. Rule number 40 states that is such is followed by as also and that also. But what is the difference? Now such is followed by as when it is about the comparison. He's such a popular writer as everyone would have read him. Now this is about just as a comparison in the terms of popularity. Such and that it is whenever you're talking about the results. That is, COVID was such a huge disaster that many people lost their jobs. So that is when it is such that it talks about some results. But whenever it is such as, it talks about the comparisons, right? I hope this is also pretty clear. Such is followed by that if we emphasize the degree of the result if something like that is mentioned. Otherwise, as is being given. And so is the next important rule. So is followed by that also. But what's the difference between so and that? Now you see that is Sarita was popular with his classmates. She made some advice coming to her for those. Sarita was so popular with her classmates that she had always making advice, some people coming to her for advice. Now it is again the same way that so and that. So is used in the terms of comparison and that is for use. That what happened as a result of it. Similar way such as that happens as a comparison. So and that is why they were so popularity, the result was this. So when you combine so and that, that is for the popularity and the result together. Such as normal comparisons, such that for the results which are being taken. Very, very important rules. Next, we will go with the rule number 42. Oh, this is actually very important. Whenever you have unless with you, you need to understand the difference between unless and until. Unless states two conditions are being given with you. One is a positive situation, another is a negative situation. For example, what does it mean? You will not pass unless you study hard. Now, one will carry not, another is a normal sentence. See, you will be taking, unless you do not labor hard, you will not pass. This also carries not, this will also carry not. It is an incorrect sentence. Because I told you, the word unless, it can be placed as a vice versa position. But the one which is there in the comma, with unless, it will not carry not with it. Okay? It will be positive. Unless you labor hard, you will not pass. One is negative, one is a normal sentence. This is a way it goes with unless. Unless always talks about two situations, that is, where two events are being given. One is a positive one, another is a negative one. Okay, one is positive, another is negative. And remember, both the negatives can never be there. There are lots of examples over there. Now you see, you do not need it unless you want to. This is a positive one because it is in the middle, but it is combining with unless, not will not be used, and here not is used, right? Now this is very important. And until always expresses the time. It has a negative sense and thus not should not be used with it also. Wait here until I return. Wait here until I not return. No. Wait here until I return. Wait here until 6 p.m. So whenever you mention about timing, and not should not be accompanied with until also. Unless also will not carry not, but the other situation, there will be two situations and unless. One will be the positive, another will be the negative one. Let's talk about rule number 43rd. 44th, right? That is the difference between since and for. Remember the logic. Since and for are normally used in the cases of perfect tenses. Since is used in two ways. Like suppose I give you dash Monday, dash 1947, dash 2 days, dash 2 p.m., dash 23 hours, dash 21st century, dash June. I gave you different words over there. Now what is there is Since is used in two cases. One is there is no maths numeral. That is, no maths numeral is there. When I talk about no maths numeral, can I see any maths number over here? No. Then I will what I put? Since. Can I see any maths numeral in June? No maths numeral. Let's put since. This is a rule number 1. Second is when there is maths numeral, but it points us something fixed. Fixed can be time, it can be year, it can be century, it can be anything. All the other remaining maths number which do not point us about something fixed, they carry for with it. Like suppose I say 15 days, you will ask me which 15 days. So that means for will be used over there. But if I say you 2 p.m., fixed time, fixed numeral, 1947, fixed time, fixed numeral. So that means the maths number which tell us about fixed time, they will carry since. Maths numeral, which 2 days, it will carry for. 2 p.m. fixed time, since. 23 hours, which 23 hours? For. 21st century, you will be telling about a fixed century, since will be used. So this is a difference between since and for, and these are used in the perfect tenses. I hope this is also pretty clear, all of you. Now the next goes is, also there is a table, you can learn it accordingly as per your convenience. Next is whenever you have a sentence which starts with as if, remember it will always carry were. She behaves as if she was a king. No, she behaves as if she were a king. It does not matter if you are talking about she, he, I, we, they, whatever is a subject. You always have to remember that the word as if will always carry were with it, right? So it is, he behaves as if he was a king. No, he behaves as if he were a king. So always remember, if it is as if or only if also, it will carry plural, that is in the terms of were will be introduced over there. 45th is equally important. Now this is a little bit of based on the tenses one, which you can learn it accordingly. The rule states 46th rule, right? It states us that whenever you are talking about a past tense in the principal clause, right? Now there is a past tense, it has a principal clause. It will be followed by past tense in the subordinate clause also. Now see, subordinate clause means the one which is coming at the back end of it, right? But there are two exceptions, like he saw that the clock has stopped. This is a past one, this is a present one. I cannot combine past and present together unless two situations are there. The very first is if it is a universal truth, then it can be a mixture of past and present. The other it is states us when the subordinate clause introduced by then, even if there is a past tense in the principal clause, it may be followed by any tense required by the sense in the subordinate clause when it is followed by than. He helped him more than he helped his own friend. No, he helped him more than he helps his own children. So that is, there are only two exceptions where you will be using it out. We'll be covering up in this all in the tenses, and these are very, very important because in spotting errors, sentence corrections, they do come. Now 47th is my favorite, which I always tell her when I'm teaching the tenses, that the difference between ago and before was there. Ago is used in the terms of two events, before is used in the term of one event. When two events are there, both are in the past, the one event which took place earlier than the other one, the combination will be past perfect plus simple past. That means if I say the patient died before the doctor arrived. Now one thing happened earlier than the other one, so it will carry the combination of past perfect plus simple past. So that's a combination. The train left before I reached the station. The train had left before I reached the station. This would be 47th one. Let's talk about 48th. Even this is based on tenses only. Two actions in the past, one depending on the other, should have the sequence as past perfect, future perfect, had, plus verb third form would have past participle. Now this actually depends as a conditionals. There are different laws in English, that is 0th law, first law, second law, third law. There are 4 laws, 4 conditionals in English, which are based on the tenses on the supposition. Now if you would have practiced regularly, you would win the match. If you had practice, that is why the combination of this states is, and this is used as a regret one. This follows if plus had plus V3, that is past perfect will be there, plus it would carry any of the modal, would, could or should, plus have, plus V3. This works as a combination in the terms to state your regrets about the past failures. This is about that particular conditional. When you will be going with the tenses after that important topics conditional do come, do prepare it accordingly. 48 is an interesting one. Let's talk about 49. If in a sentence two actions are indicated and both are taken place in the future, then it will be one will be in the simple present and simple future. Remember it, guys, these are all the combinations. Once you learn tenses, the actual combination is how they are going to be placed. Simple present plus simple future. This is also about your first conditional. The combination zero states simple present plus simple present. The first state simple present plus simple future. So all the possibilities in your real life, those are talked about in simple present plus simple future. Next we have is rule number, we are done with 49. Oh, it's directly 51. Well, there might be a mistake in that, right? So the rule number 51 states when there is a continuity, sense of continuity, that is when a thing has taken place. Oh, where we use perfect tenses, present perfect. Now, I have started the marathon long time ago. Maybe it has been 1 hour particularly, and it is still going on. So the action which started in the past and they are still going on, we use present perfect in those cases. India got independence in 1947. Is it still independent? Yes. How would you say that? India has been independent since 1947, right? Now you see with 1947 I'm using since, not for, because it denotes a specific time. And for the things which start in the past and still they are going on, they can be used as present perfect or present perfect continuous. Now 52nd, it will be talking about articles. We all know there are three types of articles, article A, and D. A and an talks about the indefinite articles and D is called as a definite one. Even there is a difference between the and the pronunciation difference is there. That depends. The is used with the consonant sounds, D is used with the vowel sound. Like the end of the movie. The end. E is a vowel sound and movie is a consonant sound. Now there we are going to talk about here A is used with university. Now all these we all know they were vowels, right? We have read in our junior classes A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels, but refer to the vowel sounds, not to the vowels. If I talk about university, it is year at the start. It's not university. It's useful year. Again, unicorn, year, European year. So all these words, they will carry article A with them because the sound which they are making is not a vowel sound. It's a consonant sound. So article A is used with them. A European, a one-eyed man, a university. Let's talk about 53rd, where we say the words which are having ir with them. Now it starts with H, but R. We use the word R sound is there. Similarly, ir, its R sound is there. So it will be carrying vowel sound with it. That means an will be used. I have been waiting for him for a R. No, I have been waiting for him for an hour. Okay, so that is the way you will be using it. Let's talk about the rule number next, that is, oh, this denotes all the articles. Now see, the questions could be where you use article A, where you use article D, or where there is no article used. Though there is a separate class I've taken where I've denoted all different places where articles are placed just to make the space a little bit easier for you to understand. Before the common nouns in a wider sense, right? No article is used. When we talk about the materials, bronze, silver, gold, no article. Why? Because gold can exist in any form. It is not a specific form. So you have to understand the carries very, very specific forms. The sun, the moon, all these are having the specific. Specific, you can talk about the rivers, the oceans, which carry article the. But here it will be your article the is not used. With materials and everything, article the is not used. Proper nouns, names, Patna, Bihar, even with the countries, India, I take my name, Shobhya, no article is used with the names of the people also. Even with before abstract nouns, no article is used before abstract nouns. Abstract nouns are the ones which we cannot touch, we can only feel, we can only sense, right? That is the happiness, the emotions, beauty, laughter, jealousy, all these are abstract nouns. Even with languages, we don't use any article. If I use article the with the language, it will refer to the people of that particular area. English is a beautiful language. The English, that refers to the English refers to the people of that particular country. For example, the French war, it will be fought with the English in World War II. So here I'm referring to the people, but English is my favorite language, French is my favorite language. There I'm not using any article. Before the institutes like school, college, church, table, hospital, no article. Some relations, mother, father relations like aunt, uncle, no article is used. Before the predictive nouns having a unique position where you held at one time by one person only, no article is used. Now, obviously, the rules are quite wide in the terms of articles. That's the reason I say these are just the important ones that you cannot miss. But there are lots of other rules that you have to attend the class and you have to go to the documents also to get all the rules of articles. The next says where article the is used. Article the is used whenever you find something really unique. Before the superlatives, like it is the best, the fittest, with the proper names like size, reverse, group of islands, proper nouns when it is qualified as an adjective, by an adjective. This means with Kalidas, I won't be using any article. The immortal Kalidas, if I say Shakespeare, no article. The famous Shakespeare, when I add on an adjective with a noun, I will be using article though with them. Before an adjective, when the noun is hidden. Before musical instruments, yes, with all the musical instruments, be it guitar, it could be harmonium, with the class of things. And when both the sides, it's a comparison. The higher you go, the cooler it gets. So both the sides, it's comparison, but the article is used in this way also. So this was all about till rule number 55. 56 is just a rule to be read, that is, it's never what to speak of, it is not to speak of, right? So the phrases, sometimes we use the phrases in a wrong way. So it is not what to speak of, it is not to speak of. For example, there are certain sentences, he cannot afford a bicycle, not to speak of a car. She doesn't know English, not to speak of French. It is not what to speak of, it is not to speak of. I tell you, there are lots of phrases which we speak wrong way. Now, this is also an interesting word. Normally, if you will see the sentence, young girls hesitate to talk to strangers, you will find that it's correct. But no, dear, there are certain words like dislike, hesitate, risk, when they're used in a sentence, gerund is used. Gerund means ing is used. Young girls hesitate talking to the strangers. It's not in the terms of to. It would be using ings with them. A gerund is that form of word which ends with ing and can be used in the place of noun. I dislike to see a movie late at night. I dislike seeing a movie. Now, this might look a little awkward to you, but yes, this is a standard English, so you have to revise these words. But I tell you, if you revise these rules multiple times, it's going to go straight in your head and you're gonna love these rules. Next is 58. Which states cent% and word by word. Oh my God, these are wrong because sometimes we say, oh, I'm cent% sure. No, I'm 100% sure. Learn these things word by word. No, learn all the rules word for word. Okay, so these are interesting ones. Word for word is a correct one. Now, this is very easy. Just a generic statement to be read, since, because, as, and for. All mean because, but there is a difference in their degree. Since and because are used in the stronger cases, as and for are used in the weaker cases. I already told you as is only used to compare the certain stuff, because and since require a strong reason to be addressed. So this is a difference, but all means the same. Q key. The next we have is use of when and while. This is also what we speak a lot number of times. When is for the static phases of our life, while is for the motions. While I was teaching, a student came right now, okay? So it is while is a motion, teaching, while I was writing, while I was learning, while I was studying. But when is used for the static motions, while is used for the dynamic and when is used for the static. That is when I was in class 10th, when I was in my college, when I was studying in university, when I was teaching in college, when I was 6-year-old. So when addresses to the static phases of your life, while addresses to the dynamic phases of your life, okay? While learning to swim, one must learn important things, okay? So that is the difference between when and while also. Rule 61 states, sometimes the error lies in the use of words. Proper attention must therefore be given to the appropriateness of the words. Now, the way I started this lecture, that sometimes the wordings is not right. The doctor saw the pulse of the patient. Do you think the doctor can see the pulse of the patient? No. The doctor can check, the doctor can feel. Prakash is leading a happy life. You don't lead a life, you live a life. So Prakash is leading a happy life. So sometimes when you are verifying the statement, do refer that the word choice, the appropriateness of word should be there. So this was another important one. Let's move to rule number 62, which states if in a sentence an apposition has been used, the verb will follow not the apposition but the noun or the pronoun preceding it. That means, see, you, my son, is a good boy. Now here it is the explanation of my son, you. Who is you? My son. But I will be taking about the noun or the pronoun preceding it. My son comes as an apposition. You are a good boy. So this is an important one. You should not be saying you, my son, is a good boy. No. You, my son, are a good boy. So it is a very important one where apposition should be there. It's there in a sentence, but you should look at the pronoun or the noun, not at the explanation which is given of that particular noun. 63rd states proper abstract and material nouns have no plural except when they're used as common nouns. Now this was what we have learned earlier also. The plural, whenever we add s, the meaning changes, right? The house is built of bricks, the house is built of brick. So there are certain, you can say, nouns when they are used, they comes in the category of plural. Remember the rule at the start 1 to 9 which I told you, it carries all the configuration with it. So these are just a generic one which you can just read once and they are not very important for your examination. I'm already telling you which one you can skip up because not very much linked to the questions because they're more about the proficiency which won't be asked. The next is also about 64th. Clauses in a sentence beginning with the relative pronoun. What is a relative pronoun? Who, which, that. They take a verb according to the noun or a pronoun preceding the relative pronoun. It is I who has done it. No. Which, whenever you have who or some kind of, you can say, relative pronoun with it, it will always be according to the noun or a pronoun which is preceding it. In the previous also we talk about the antecedent. Here also I talk about the relative pronoun. If they attach any of the noun, I would be checking the noun, not the relative pronouns over there. It is I who have done it. 65th is the relative pronoun should be placed as near as possible to its antecedent so that no ambiguity arises. Now here the boy is my cousin who stood first in the mile race. No, the boy who stood first in the mile race is my cousin. So to avoid ambiguity, and what is the meaning of ambiguity? That is where you get confused with the meaning of the word. There are two meanings. Ambiguity means hidden meaning and the surface meaning. So to avoid the ambiguity about whom we are talking, we should always place the relative pronoun as near to its antecedent. That is about what we are talking about whom we are talking about. 66 says, when two or singular nouns joined by and are preceded by each and or every, the pronoun used for them is singular. This we have started at the earlier also. Then whenever it is singular of the nouns is being used, each or every is being given, you will always take singular pronoun with them. Singular would be the answer over there also. Each man and each boy is responsible for their action. No, each man and each boy is responsible for his action, right? So here pronoun is also singular. 67 states sometimes the pronoun is used where it is not required in all. So it is he being an MA, he is qualified for the post. No double pronouns should be there, so no extra pronouns are required. He being an MA is required for this post, right? So double of the pronouns should be eliminated. Let's go with the rule number 68. If a pronoun comes after preposition, it be used in the objective case. Now, this is all about what we have learned in the different categories of pronouns. Remember, whenever you have a pronoun after preposition is between is a preposition, right? Because it tells us about the positioning of a noun or a pronoun. Whenever you have these prepositions, you have to check that the pronoun should be in the objective case. It should not be you and I, it should be you and me. Draw this in the same table where you were encountering all the different rules, okay? So that after in the objective case, it should be there after the words like preposition. Similarly, when a pronoun comes after the word like or unlike, the words like is there, unlike is there, again, your pronouns should be taken in the objective case only. A man like I will not do it. Like is a word, and after like, which term should be used? Objective pronoun should be used. A man like me is the objective case. Otherwise, it's a subjective one, should not be there. Rule number 70 states a pronoun takes an objective case after let. Even after let, even after like, even after prepositions. Now you got the three stuff. With the prepositions, with like and unlike, with let. All these will carry the pronoun which will be taken after these will be in the objective case. Next is pronouns joined by and remain in the same case. Now it cannot be he and her. I cannot take one in a subject and one in an object pronoun. I will be taking both in the same degrees. He and she, because both are the subject ones. So it denotes if you have and, both the pronouns should be there in the same degrees. He and me are friends? No. He and I are friends, right? And you remember the sequence? Even they have written the right sequence over there. Now the 72nd states, when pronouns of second person and third person are used as subject, the pronoun following them will be according to second person pronoun. What does it mean is, here it is you, it is he. This is second, this is third one. Now you have always to check, here it won't be his. It will be the second person only which will be taken in the pronoun category. You and I must bring your books. And if it is about first and second person combination, it will be about first person pronoun. So remember, the logic states a sequence I already told you. But about the pronoun, if the logic is 2, 3, it will be pronoun will be 2. If it is 1 and 2, the pronoun will be 1 in the plural terms, are will be there. You will get that rule also straight clear. See, this is a rule. When pronouns of second and first person are used as subject, the pronoun following them will be first person plural form. You and I must finish your work? No. You and I must finish our work in time. Next is rule number 74. But is also used as a relative pronoun when a sentence has a negative noun or a pronoun. But can be used in this. In case but means who not, that not. Here was none but who laughed to see the joker. Now but is always used as a comparison. He is rich but miser. So here they are just trying to state it out that but is also used as a relative pronoun when there is a negative noun or a pronoun. Okay. But flies means that does not fly over here. Okay. Hey, you did not laugh. So all these ones but can be used as a relative pronoun also. Not much important. In case you did not understand, once you are done with the pronoun chapter and the relative ones, you will be able to comprehend it really well. Now 75th. The relative pronoun that. We have learned about the different states. Relative pronoun that is used with the preference to who or which after adjectives in superlative degree. There are certain students who get confused, ma'am, what to apply, which should be used or that should be used. Now, it actually depends on the context of the statement. Here you see it out. Here, that is used when you have the words like who or you have the words like which, and then there is a superlative degree also. You know, this is a superlative degree. Okay, this is a superlative degree. There is who, there is that also, right, which is there. So here it is given, you will always accompany it with that, not with any other words, right? So in preference to who, in preference to which, that should be used when there is a superlative adjective that is attached with it. Okay, so relative pronoun that is used with respect to who or which, and the adjectives are in superlative degree. The wisest man that ever lived. Now, it doesn't matter that the wisest man who ever lived. Normally, we say who, but who is a wrong one over here, right? Is it clear? Next, we have is rule number 76. That is the relative pronoun that is also used in the preference to who and which after words same, any, none, nothing, and only. Now again, these are the ones which are just to be read for the easy information, that there is a relative pronoun that where it is used once with the superlative adjective form. Here also that is used after the words same, any, none, nothing, and only. 5 words are there, and with these also we will be using superlative, with the superlative adjectives and the with words like this, we will be using that only, right? So he is the same man that he has seen. Or man is the only animal that can talk. Only word is there, same is there, that will be used. 77th is the same rule applies after interrogative pronouns who and what. So similar way, when we have the words like who, when we have the words like what, here what we are going to use, that only. So you see there are lots of logics where you have to use that. One comes, or where we have to use objective pronoun. What comes after let? Objective pronouns comes. What comes after like and unlike? Objective pronoun state comes. What comes after superlative degree of adjective? That comes. So these should be drawn straight in our minds. 78th is when there are two antecedents, a man and an animal, or two things before the relative pronoun, we should use that. The man and his dog which passed through this road were killed. The man and his dog that passed through this road were killed. So it is about two antecedents, okay, and it is about relative pronoun also. There also use a combination of that only. 79 you say is the case of the noun or a pronoun preceding or succeeding the verb to be should be same. It is him who came to see us? No, it is he who came to see us. It is me who caught the thief. It is I who caught the thief. So even this was very, very important. Rule number 88 states when two qualities of a person are compared. Now see, we have normally learned, this is what I really want to explain you right now. You know, when we are comparing two people, we learned the rule that Ram is taller than Sham. You will use than and you will use comparative degree of adjective. We were clear about it. But what if I'm talking about two qualities of the same person? This is a girl. She is smart also. She is wise also. Now, I'm confused that she is wise, also smart also. But the category, this is smart more than wise. How would I use it? Then I'll say she is, both the words will be used in positive degree only. She is smart than wise, but I'll add more with the word with this. That's it. She's more smart than wise. Suman is better than brave. Suman is, this will be in the positive degree only and it will have more with it. Suman will be more good than brave. So remember, the words will be carrying positive degrees and more will be added with it, and then it will be the other word. Next we have the rule number 81st. That states when two or more qualities are used to show the qualities of same man or thing, all the adjectives must be in the same degree. That's pretty obvious. Sita is more intelligent and wise than Geeta. Sita is more intelligent and wiser, because if there are two adjectives, comparison is there with different people. What will happen is these two adjectives should be used in the same degrees. If it is the wisest, it should be the strongest. So degrees should also be same. Rule number 82nd. Oh, this is how we use normally very in a conversation. Very is used with adjectives in positive degrees and present participles. He is much strong man. No, he is very strong man. So remember that very is always used in the positive degrees. She is beautiful. She is very beautiful, right? She is very much beautiful. We don't use this way because it is wrong. We cannot use two comparison states together. One is positive, one is comparison one. 83rd is also easier one, to show equality as is used before and after the adjective. There are lots of sentences where one way at as is missing. I can run as fast if not faster than you. I can run as fast as if not faster than you. So here as should be used if you are comparing it out in both the sides. 84th states certain adjectives do not admit of the comparison and thus always remain in the positive degrees. Now there are certain words like unique is there, universal is there, absolute is there, excellent is there. There's nothing like more excellent, most excellent, more beautiful, more unique, most unique. No, these words, they will always remain in the positive degree. They don't have the comparative or the superlative ones. You can read the words. Next you have is the 85th, that is more than one indicates a plural sense, but it is treated as a sort of compound of one. Thus it agrees with singular verb and singular is the noun only. Remember we started with a great many, a number of, the number of, many of. Similarly, whenever a phrase starts with more than one, it will carry singular noun only and singular verb. More than one employee, not employees, is present or was killed in the accident, not were killed in the accident. Rule number 86 states a verb must agree with its subject and not its complement. Only, our only guide at night were the stars? No. Our only guide at night was the stars. So what they say is that the verb which is there was, it should agree with its subject. The subject should be there. It should not be carrying our only guide at night. What are the stars? Not the complement. Stars, we should not be agreeing with the stars if stars are plural. We will be talking about our guide only. Our guide is singular. We should be talking about the singular stuff only. 87th, if the plural subject denotes a definite amount or quantity taken as whole, the verb is singular. 40 miles. Now, this is the same way which I told you. The numeral does not change, or it does not change the verb also. 40 miles is a good distance, right? 220 kilometers is a good distance. You won't say 20 kilometers are, 1 kilometer is. No, it always depends. 2/3 of the book was rubbish. Okay, so here it is, verb will always be taken in the singular context, not in the plural one, whatever the amount or quantity you use it. Next is rule number 88. The plural heaps and lots. This is not very much you are asked till now. Not asked till now, but I will just give a recap of it. The plural heaps and lots used colloquially for a great amount take a singular verb unless a plural noun with of is added, right? So they normally take, there is lots of books, there are lots of books to read. So both the statements are correct. It depends about if it is used with of is added or it is taken in a singular way. Now 89th is, when qualified by each, every, two singular subjects, even if connected by and, take a singular verb only. You take each is there, both the nouns are singular, it will carry singular verb only. It won't be carrying plural verb. Each boy and girl was, because noun should be singular, each is there, and remember the pronoun also, we remember now, if it was each man or each boy was present for his deed, suppose. So we did all these also. Here also it is mentioning it out. Each and every two singular subjects are there. It will be carrying singular verb only. We have 90th, where we say the following verbs are followed by an infinitive, right? Now you remember that there I told you the words like hesitate, that will be carrying ing, gerunds are used, right? So similarly, there is a set of words which will always carry infinitive. Decide, plan, try, love. I would love to meet him, right? I refuse meeting him, I refuse to meet him. So there are certain words, they will always be carrying in the your infinitive form only. 94 states us the following verbs and phrases should be followed by gerund, that is with ing. I'm looking forward to receive your reply. I'm looking forward to receiving your reply. Now, this one is entirely based on your memorization. You have to read it out, which carries gerund, which carries infinitive, which carries ing. He's used to work hard. He's used to working hard. Because there are certain words which might sound little bit of new to you, but they will always carry ing with them. And these are the words in 90th also that carries infinitive, and 91. Now, the word to is frequently used with infinitive, but it is not an essential part of it. Like make, him, dare, see, bid, let, all these words they will carry. You can say it is bid him to go there, bid him go there, make him to stand, make him stand. I saw him to cry, I saw him cry. So they do not require to with them, right? They can be used without to. Now you see rule number 90, 91, 92. All are to be read and you have to use. So when you will be doing questions, you will be correcting, you will be making mistakes, but just read it once and you will be pretty confident about it. The way we did about the reflexive pronouns like acquit, admit, absent, all these words, they will be carrying reflexive pronoun. These also you can just memorize once. You can just take a screenshots of it. Rule number 93rd states us the infinitive is used without to and after had better and had rather and would rather, sooner than and rather than. Now this says you had better to ask permission from him. You had better ask permission from him. Now this says the infinitive is used without to. We don't need to. When we have had better, we have had rather, we have would rather. We won't be putting to with them. This is a rule that you need to remember. 94th, than should be used after no other. We did that other should also be used when we are making a comparison, right? He is famous than any other man, and than should be used whenever you are using no other. I've met no other but Mr. Roy. I've met no other than Mr. Roy. Next is 95th. After the word no, how or when should be used, after the word know, how, or when should be used before using an infinitive. That is, I know to write French, I know how to write French. So whenever these words are there, you need to use an infinitive with them. To will be used with them. Okay, I know how to write French. 96 says, now these are, see, the 91 to 99 rules are not of the leaving the question tags, which I'll show you. They're just a recap. You can just read it, don't memorize it out. Not very important as per the examination, because all the important ones I've already discussed with you, and some question tags which I'll discuss at the last. 96 states a verb may take an infinitive or gerund according to its implication. If the verb indicates a purpose, infinitive should be used. If it indicates a cause, a gerund should be used. Perfectly right. He went to school to see you can say the principal. So it is mentioning about a purpose, right? He was turned out for copying the answer. So that is the reason, the cause. So for causes, gerund, ing. For the purpose, infinitives are used. 97 states adverb as is not used with verbs like appointed, elected, considered, called, but it is used with regard. See, you can regard someone's parent as yours, right? So I always regarded his mother as mine, okay? I have always regarded can be used or with as. I cannot appoint someone as clerk. He was appointed as a clerk. No. So with the words like appointed, with the words like elected, with the words like considered, he was elected president of our society. He was elected as president of our society. It's wrong. I regard Ramesh as my friend is right. With regard, you can use as, but with the words other than regard, like appoint, elected, or considered, as won't be used. 98 status of the word doubt, that should not be used. If or whether should be used in this place. Okay, so that is I doubt. That will not be there. I doubt ke saath. After that, it will be if will be used or whether will be used. So doubt will carry if or whether. Now you see, these rules are a lot more, but you see, if you keep on just reading it out, practicing it every day, and make a complete logical table for it, how pretty cool it will be. Obviously, it will take time because it's new to you, but these are really interesting rules. So you have to revise a few of them every day so that you can master them. Rule number 99 states, often a mistake is committed in the use of adjectives and adverbs. And adjectives is correctly used with the verb when some quality of subject rather than of action of verb is to be expressed. The flower smelled sweetly. The flowers smelled sweet. So yeah, there is a confusion, and you should be talking about the parts of speech. That's why I say put equal emphasis on all the parts of speech, which is very, very important for you. This is the most important thing which I want to mention at the last. These are the question tags. A lot of questions have been started coming from this particular topic. This states if your statement is in the positive, the question would be in the negative. If the question is in the negative, the answer will be in the positive. Suppose I ask, it is raining. You will say, you will pick is and you will ask, isn't it? If you say, it is not raining, you will ask, is it? If I say, have you studied? Haven't you? Have you learnt? Haven't you? I have not learnt. Have I? So that means whenever the answer, the statement is positive, the question will be negative. If the statement is negative, question will be positive. These are auxiliary plus not plus verb. These are the statements. It is raining, isn't it? It is not raining, is it? You are not busy, are you? You are you're busy, aren't you? So all these words, the opposites would be taken into configuration. I hope you found these rules pretty cool, and these are the 100 rules which we did right now. But don't forget, these rules should be done once you have done the parts of speech in the classes with me. The documents, everything are there on YourPedia panel. So yes, go through the documents, study harder guys. Still any problem is there, you should be studying hard as much as you can. And still, if there are any doubts, just pop up in the comment section. I'll explain you that particular rule in properly. And yes, the batches have started, the batches began, and it's going to be from 1st of August. So I hope you have enrolled in the batch, you get enrolled, and I will see you soon in the classes. All the very best. Keep on preparing yourself, because you have a very, you can say the time is very crucial for you. Every single day is important. I'll be coming up with lots of more videos. You can talk about in the comment section, like which videos would you like to talk about, maybe about vocabulary, maybe about spotting, whatever is your choice. So I'll go with the next topic of your choice also. All the best guys, keep preparing, and I hope you like the video. Take care, have a good day. Bye bye.